both wearing green shirts tonight.
Dog, we're both wearing green shirts. Welcome, everyone. Welcome to Loser Leaves Wrestling. This is the wOO'S and what's of AEW Dynamite. That's right. I said AEW Dynamite.
Wow.
Stop that.
Get out of here.
Welcome. My name is Red Jefferson. I'm here with Roy Hammer Roy. So let's just give a big. Roy just worked his butt off right now, fixing some technical difficulties.
Well, I I worked my butt off to fix technical difficulties that I created for us.
Well, we give them. They buy the story we sell. They don't know.
They don't know. That's
true.
Now
they do. Thank you all so much. Sound off for Tam for being such a patient fellow. Yeah, thank you so much, Tam.
Tam's the man.
Sound off in the comments when you're here. Let us know you're here.
Never cursed in his life.
Tam has never cursed, and if anyone ever curses in front of Tam, you're gonna hear from me.
Yeah.
There we go. I'm sorry, I just had both audios playing. Did you hear that?
Yeah, I was like, what soundboard is that?
Sorry, that's my bad. That
sounds a lot like us.
Make an us soundboard. We got some people in here. Woo!
Who's here?
Mose is here. Mose is here. Mose was nervous. Said, "Foo, woo." I like that. Foo.
Like it.
Like
foo.
Phew. Woo. Okay. Brett Pendleton's in the chat.
Derby.
LL Dub. That's how that's what Brett's saying. Brett then says, I was worried I was going to miss LLW 2 weeks in a row. Glad to see the undisputed tag champs are live. That's us, Roy.
That's us.
Jesus Louises. Thank you so much, Turbs.
Wow, that's really nice, Turbs.
I'm not going to kick him to the Turbs.
Okay.
I'm gonna turb stomp him. We have to start talking about the show.
I wanted to, before we went on the air the first time, we were chatting, and I said, hey, Red, let's do something a little different tonight. Let me take the wheel in the beginning.
And I think that's
you think it's a good idea?
Oh, I think
it's a bad idea.
I think it's a piece of shit idea.
Shitty idea.
Shit. I'm gonna get a coin jar. It's too late. A coin jar noise, like that's for Tam.
And I just wanted to. I'm gonna ask you a question, and then it's gonna lead us to talking about the ending angle that the show went off the air with tonight. We're not gonna talk about the match necessarily, but the ending angle. Red, how excited are you for Forbidden Door?
I am not very excited at all. I find it to be upsetting. I kind of feel like, man, so the ending, we just saw the ending, and that's where we're going to talk about it real quick, just because it's fresh in our brains. I get the idea of what they wanted.
Yeah.
I get the idea of having New Japan and AEW all battling around the ring while Mox and Tanahashi have this stare down.
Yeah.
Brilliant visual. I get it. I'm there. We see a brawl every single week.
Yeah.
We see a brawl every single week. And honestly, everyone seemed off tonight. Everyone seemed clumsy. Suzuki walked out like a boss and then took these was getting hit by Yuta and just stood there. But then he was selling it with his body, but not with his face. So he just kind of hits and keeps the face going. I don't know. It was just awkward, and I feel like it was a waste. What do you think?
I think, I think you're onto something there for sure. And I had a realization tonight, which we'll get to in a second, but I think that ending angle perfectly encapsulates the build to Forbidden Door in just a few minutes. Too many people, too much going on, trying to do something, best of intentions, poor execution. Because here's the thing. You wanted to do this thing where it's like, here they are, right? Basically the ace and the ace. The ace of AEW at the end of the day is Jon Moxley, forever and always. And the ace of New Japan Pro Wrestling, Tanahashi. Stare down as there's all this chaos and carnage going on around them. But the camera kept cutting away from them, and then it would cut back to them, and they were just staring at each other, and one of them was poking the other one at some point. And all of the fighting was happening out of the
camera,
the hard cam. So they kept having to cut away in order to kind of be like, yes, there's other things happening. And poor Tanahashi and Moxley, they just had to keep staring at each other and talking to each other in languages they don't understand. Just for 5 to 8 minutes as all of these other people were fighting. And at one point, somebody dumps popcorn on someone's head. And there's a lot of kooky, silly, stupid shit happening. And it's it just, like you mentioned, right? Best of intentions.
You mentioned that. I
mentioned it.
That.
But no, you said something.
So.
What did you say? You said something
I thought
positive.
it was a good. I think
it's a
I
good
get
idea.
What they were going for.
I get what they were going for. It's a good idea. Like, here's your main event. This is what it is. It's a big deal. But there's just the execution for all of this hasn't been good. And look, and I mentioned this to you earlier. I saw this. This is not my own idea, but the whole thing has felt like you get home late at night and you can't go grocery shopping to get the food that you want. So you scour your kitchen for whatever you can find. You put it all in a pot. You make a stew. But you make this stew and the ingredients pretty high quality. So it's still like a pretty good stew, but the stew's not for everybody. The stew's for you.
Some
the
people
stew
like
is
French
for the
fries with ice
hardcore
cream.
audience. Some people like that.
But you know what? You don't serve that to your company dinner. You don't serve that to strangers.
You don't
We're
give
strangers.
that. Yeah. At the Christmas party, the company Christmas party, there isn't French fries and ice cream.
Honestly, actually, that sounds like a really cool idea to have.
That's a good
my
idea.
Company LLW. When we're all at the LLW Christmas party, we're gonna have ice cream and French fries. Yeah. We have a lot of comments here, Roy. Yeah. Brett Pendleton says Hammer Town Hall segment. Let's go. I just want to see what the
my light
like.
just knocked out.
No.
Well, that's the
shit. No. I'm so sorry to everyone that had to go through that. I was trying to find a coin sound, and I thought that was it. And then I tried to click out of it, but they all turned out to be trademark copyright noises. Yeah. And I got very nervous trying to click out of that. Very sorry to everyone. About Timer Town Hall segment, Brett Pendleton says, what's unfortunate about Forbidden Door is that this interim championship match is the one I'm least excited for.
Really? There's some matches on there that are going to be really noisy.
We'll talk about this as we go through the show. Redley697 is here. Redley says Vince should have made an appearance. Brett Pendleton says, now, if Kyle O'Reilly was medically cleared to roll in wrestling for the interim title, now that would have been something. That would have been more interesting, I guess. But I don't think I'm not interested in this match. Well, we'll talk about it when we talk about the match we just
As all of this was happening, my ring light fell and hit the ground, and I had to readjust. So
wow, did you? Good job. It was a good thing that I made all those noises before. Redley697 says hashtag justice for Vince. What are you doing?
We have, it's good to have all kinds of viewpoints on the show, including Redley697.
That's why I'm talking to Redley. Brett Pendleton says, yeah, justice for Vince Russo. No.
Yeah, sure.
You are fake news. Wrong.
Woodsy the Beast is here.
Woodsy
says, I bet Tanahashi just said ace 3,000 times. Is that what Tanahashi does?
He's the ace.
Ace.
He's the ace.
He's the ace. Brett, does he say that?
Like that? Yeah, maybe.
I am the ace. Brett Pendleton says, if you put Lance Archer in a match with my interest in the match drops 50%. Felt like a lame main event match. Yeah, it did. I think we should start from top to bottom.
Yeah, I think we can jump in from the beginning, but that was definitely something that I wanted to chat about with you separately.
You want to rocks, paper, scissors to see who leads the rest of the show?
Well, you should probably lead the rest of the show because you took better notes than me.
I did take really detailed notes.
You take great notes.
I never thought so until this show.
I'll tell you, based on all of the work that we've done together throughout the 10 years of us knowing each other now, this is the best you've ever done. This is it. Your notes.
You're peeking, Red.
Your detailed notes, your technical knowledge.
Could you please?
You're doing it.
Where's this noise? We have to talk about the show. We start the show off with JR bumbling something about there being news. There's big news tonight.
Way out of the
talking about news. Yeah, we're going to talk about this whole night.
He said something. I don't want to forget it. Just remind me in the Aleister Black, not Aleister. What's it? Malachi Black. In the Malachi Penta match. Did you write something down about what he said during that match?
I'll remind you when we get there to talk about JR. But we should talk about Bryan Danielson coming out.
Yeah, here he comes.
Yeah, Bryan Danielson comes out and he's like, Tony, I'm going to take this mic from you. And I thought that was a fun little play because everyone's talking about it. And he's not going to give it back. He said Forbidden Door. He's talking about Forbidden Door and he's talking about They're the best pro wrestling company in the world, and the two best professional wrestling companies in the world are going to battle it out, Forbidden Door. And he's like, I want to crush Zack Sabre Jr.'s larynx or trachea or something.
Yeah, larynx.
But he's got
really
some good bad news, Roy. Good bad news. And we were already expecting half of the bad news.
Yeah.
He's not going to compete at Forbidden Door. We kind of expected that. But also not Blood and Guts, which I wasn't expecting.
Right call. It's the right call.
Right call. No, I'm fine with that. I'm fine with them not having so many of these matches, actually.
I'm fine.
They just had this murderous brawl.
That's the problem with
2 weeks ago.
2 years
Blood
in
and
a
Guts
row
feels
now.
like nothing.
Yeah. 2 years in a row, they've done like all-out blowout matches at the pay-per-view, and they've been like, well, I guess we have to have Blood and Guts now. It's like, well, the Blood and Guts hit so much softer. It doesn't have as big of an impact when you just had some insane fucking crazy match 3 weeks ago. And then in between then, somebody got their head shaved. It's just, Danielson can't compete. There's just a lot going on.
Wait, we have a comment here. Redley697 says Vince is going to have a stellar paralegal team. He wrote legal team and then in parentheses para. What are you, Jay Leno? This is not 1997. All right,
yeah, you're banned.
You're banned, Redley697. Everyone he's done. Brett Pendleton says JR had some classic lines tonight. We'll get to some. Mose, if I'm going to buy, I want to know who I'm going to see. New member of Blackpool Combat Club. What the fuck? Let's talk about that. So he says the bad news, not going to be competing there. Good news is, then he starts talking about Eddie Kingston. He's like, calls me a judgmental prick. Why? Because I have high standards.
Love it.
High standards. And I want I only expect the best. So when I say something's awesome, it really is awesome. And he's like, I handpicked the opponent for Zack Sabre Jr. at Forbidden Door, and he's one of the best technical wrestlers in the world. And he's not going to tell us because he came through the bad guy tunnel, which was also pretty fun.
Really good.
Is it Claudio?
It has to be.
It
literally can't be anyone else. It really literally can't be anyone else. It has to be him. And if it's not him, then it's like a fucking genetically modified robot Kurt Angle. It can't be.
Imagine if it's Kurt Angle.
After having double knee replacement surgery 3 weeks ago.
It's him and Bret Hart, and they're the three-legged man match. And so there's two of them that could equal one. No, but the thing is it
just has to be Claudio.
Remember when Claudio left and he was finally able to start working and everyone was saying he had such a high asking price.
Yeah.
Such a high asking price. And people are just like, we'll wait for him to come back down to earth. When everyone's injured in AEW, who do they come and give a paycheck to? I bet they got him at what he's asking too. They're not going to give him cheap.
Yeah.
They're not going to give him cheap. I think he's making close to $1 million, if not $1 million. He was making 700.
I vehemently believe that AEW's pocketbook is never ending. And maybe Tony Khan's like, well, I have a budget and I can't go past this budget. But ultimately, if he needs more money, he'll just go to his dad and be like, hey, Dad, I got to sign this wrestler. I'll make it back to you. Yeah. And he's like, yeah, okay, son, no problem. Here you go.
And he's like, Dad, I want Claudio. I want Claudio, Dad. Well, I don't know.
Well, I do.
Did you write storylines that make sense? Did you book tomorrow's show? All right, you get Claudio. I'm gonna be. That's how his dad sounds. I don't know.
But would you be disappointed if it was Claudio?
No, I can't imagine it not being right. I'd be disappointed, honestly, if it's absolutely anyone else.
Right.
If it's absolutely anyone else, I would be extremely disappointed. We have some comments. Joe writes, couldn't watch tonight. Did Vince show up here too? Don't encourage him. Damn. Don't encourage him, Joe.
You're going to be banned too, Joe.
No. Redley697's in hot water right now. Is in the doghouse. I don't have a doghouse noise.
Doghouse
barks.
Oh no, this is gonna be rough.
I bet you it's gonna be DMX.
Yeah. Rick Ross. Oh, okay. Oh. That's nice. That's a good one too.
That's actually the one. That's the one. That's one more.
The middle one.
Yeah.
Too long.
Okay, that's the one. We just need a simple.
Succinct
And right now,
right
Redley, you're in the doghouse. We also need a pizza cutter noise for the pizza party.
Well, I'm sure there's some type of pizza party sound.
There will be.
Yeah.
Mose writes MJF versus Zack Sabre Jr.
Wouldn't it be funny if it was MJF? That would be so funny.
That would also be disappointing because what a poor payoff to what's going on with MJF.
100%.
I love you, Mose, but I'm not with you there. Tony says, Tony's in the chat.
Boom.
Damn, all I have is dog barking noises. Tony writes, blood and guts needs some light tubes. Boom. No, you're going to be in the doghouse.
Put a minute.
I can't find it now. It's in the mess. I added it to the favorites and then it just went into the mess. Here's one.
Oh, son of a bitch.
Brett Pendleton says, I hope it's Santino Marella or Dan Severn.
If it was Dan Severn, I would be excited for about 30 seconds.
Joe writes, he wants all to know he's vital to AEW too. Who are you talking about? Are you talking about Tony?
Dan Severn?
Dan Severn? Brooklyn Bleak is in the chat.
Hey.
I didn't even think of Claudio. I just assumed it was Wheeler Yuta since he's the Ring of Honor Pure Champion. If they give us Wheeler Yuta, I will flip my shit.
Yuta's already in a match at Forbidden Door. He's already in a match.
If they put Wheeler in, don't even say that, bro. Don't even
what they
joke
should
about
do
that.
is
You're in the doghouse.
Yuta, there it is. They should do Yuta versus Sammy on Dynamite next week before the Blood and Guts match. Because both of them aren't in it, but they're part of it, and that's going to be a good match, and they've never wrestled, so it should be good.
Yes. Brooklyn Bleak. Oh, we already said that. Joe writes, Tony's dad says he's already got coal for Christmas. That's a Jay Leno joke that I can stand by. You're going to get one of these, Joe. Brett Pendleton says, I saw someone on Twitter say Johnny Gargano. Oh, my God.
Oh, yeah.
Don't do it to me.
Oh, son of a bitch.
This is not cool.
That's really interesting. But I just got to think, here's the thing. Well, people would be excited for Johnny Gargano. People would be excited about that. I wouldn't be, but people would be. But here's the thing. It's got to be Claudio with the history that the two have. And if you're thinking about it, and I know that's like it's wrestling and it's all fake, but like if he is like, there's only one man,
Don't say that to Natty Neidhart.
That's true. There's only one man who's as good or whatever he says. How can he pick anyone other than Claudio? Claudio is one of his best friends and one of the like wrestlers that he truly, truly believes in. It's got to be Claudio.
And he also said, if I say something's awesome, I have high standards. If he said Johnny Gargano is awesome, I would never trust Bryan Danielson again. He'd be off. Jay Redlet says, you know who's in the doghouse? Michael Vick. Where are you from?
No.
What year?
Where is everybody?
Okay, we got to get out of here. Oh, we got to get out of
Michael Vick.
It's just like such a dated reference. Yeah. That's 2005, bro.
Yeah. Joe, watch the 30 for 30 about Michael Vick.
That's not Joe. That was Redley 697.
Oh, that was Redley 697.
Yeah, Redley 697 is being a nudge.
Yeah, he's being a nudge, all right.
Tony, Tony says it also be Claudio. He's Brian's best friend in real life. Yeah.
Right. Yeah. It has to be.
Mose writes Omega. New member of
Omega
British,
joins the Blackpool Combat
Club?
Club, though. I mean, if it was Omega, that would be pretty sick, but it wouldn't make any sense.
It wouldn't make any sense. But I appreciate that, Mose.
Yeah.
Brett Pendleton says, I was hoping for Bray Wyatt until Daniel Bryan went on about technical abilities. I wasn't hoping Bray Wyatt. I appreciate you, Derby.
Just Bray Wyatt is like a straight member of the Blackpool.
He's just in a singlet, and he's just like
he's Husky Harris again.
Yeah. Wow. Yeah. I don't know. But yeah. So that's that. We spent way too much time on this.
Yeah.
We spent way too much time. We have so much to talk about. But let's get. Oh, then Zack Sabre Jr. walks out and says nothing.
They don't give him a mic.
Well, why bring him out? Right. Show a video package of him. Let us know what's going on.
He's a good talker too. He's a good talker.
Yeah,
and they should let him talk.
They should give these people before they come out a video package. Every single one should have had a video package for the past since you brought up Forbidden Door.
I am curious to see what the Road to show looks like on Friday. What kind of video packages they've put together for all of that.
Well, if they do, Brooklyn Bleak says, in a perfect world, Danielson would have hinted at Nigel McGuinness if he was still wrestling due to the unification match in the Ring of Honor.
You know what I think is really interesting about Nigel McGuinness, as a quick side note? They made a documentary about him, the WWE did, and pretty much he's like clear to wrestle. He's fine to wrestle. He can go, but he's just not.
Well, he's older. He's older, and he's been out of the ring for so long. It's like Punk, he's got a real reduced schedule. They're not going to bring Nigel McGuinness back and give him the money Punk's making,
Well, sure, of course. That's very fair.
But we have to keep going. We have to keep going.
Keep going.
John Moxley likes to hang out with survivors.
Yeah.
Like Santana and Ortiz. They're from mean streets in New York, and Eddie Kingston's from the mean streets of he was in the wrestling business for a long time. And then he's like, Wheeler Yuta survived the shit we put him through. And Tanahashi, he just says that he means business.
Yeah.
That's that.
I love John Moxley, man. I really do.
He's trying his best.
I don't get it. I don't get why I love John Moxley so much, but I just connect to him, and so many people do. And he's really just like, the more he's on television these days, the more I realize how important he is to this company. He is the most important person to this company right now.
Yeah, he really is. That's a good point. Now we have our first match of the night, Roy. First match of the night. That was like 20 minutes in. Orange Cassidy, Trent, and Rocky Romero versus Ospreay and the Aussie Open.
Yeah.
And I wrote down NJPW is as hot as Rocky Romero right now. When they came out, they had just as much heat as Trent and Rocky Romero. It's like Roppongi Vice is a promotion. But everyone loves Orange Cassidy.
Yeah.
I bet you the NJPW guys hate having to wrestle Orange Cassidy.
Does
it look like that in this match?
No.
And they're just like, we're looking like idiots. Like, because at least like sometimes I think Pac made a real smart use of Orange Cassidy's abilities, where he's just like took him for granted. You have to be able to do this stuff in new and clever ways. Otherwise, the other guys look so stupid, not moving or grabbing or waiting for you to finish your thing so then I could go. And it's just so awkward when NJPW is all about workers.
Yeah.
They're all about realistic, hard-hitting style. And the idea, this is not, they don't have DDT style matches.
There is some comedy in NJPW.
I'm sure, in comedy matches.
But the comedy
these guys
wrestlers
don't wrestle comedy matches.
Aren't on Forbidden Door also.
Yeah. And you should wrestle a comedy wrestler. I don't know. But I'm sure Ospreay will do fine with him.
I think they're going to be great.
I think they're going to have a great match. And Orange Cassidy's good. I just need him to be a little bit more clever with this thing. Because I could get behind sloth style. I could get behind the idea that, I'm throwing you off with how awkwardly I'm doing these things, or how lackadaisical I'm doing these things. I get that. It's like Drunken Master, the idea of keeping someone off guard by pretending you're drunk, but that's how you get the advantage. Have you ever seen Legend of Drunken Master?
Jackie Chan?
Sir.
Yeah.
Yes. That. I forgot what it was.
Do you think, maybe not, maybe you don't think that, and I'm curious to see what anybody else thinks in the chat, and maybe I'm making things up in my head, but I think Orange Cassidy, ever so slightly, had a bit more of an edge to him tonight. He was a little more aggressive tonight than he normally would be. And I think we're trending in this direction of Orange Cassidy getting a little more intense, getting a little more serious. He's still going to be the King of Sloth style. He's still going to do the pockets. He's still going to do all of that. But when he turns it on, he's going to turn it on a little bit more often, and he's going to go a little harder. I think him and Ospreay were in the ring together for like 3 minutes tonight, and it was awesome. It was electric. It was the only part of the match that was like really legitimately good and electric and fun. I mean, there were parts that were fun, sure, but that was very good. And I don't know. I think we could see it. And I also like that Orange Cassidy beat him with an orange punch. Didn't beat Ospreay, but pinned this other guy. He went over really strong.
It was a good match, too.
Good. Yeah, it was.
It was a good match. And honestly, like, everyone in it is very good. And I make fun of Trent and Rocky Romero a lot. Rocky Romero is very good. Trent, a little unsafe, I've been noticing. Dropping a lot of people on their heads. But the other guys, Aussie Open, amazing. Yeah, really Ospreay starting to shine. And there's this one part, there's a holy shit chant that starts, and this is one of the JRisms. They like, the holy shit, and then you just hear JR like, that's what it is, fans. Like, I don't know what that meant.
Yeah. Here we go.
But Ospreay went to the floor. Ospreay's so smart. Ospreay's so smart. He does this flip thing onto the floor where he's facing Orange Cassidy. Orange Cassidy gets out of the way and just like does that thing. But then, like, he's walking over. Rocky Romero, like an idiot, doesn't jump.
He's slow.
He takes his time. Like, he's waiting for him to make eye contact. And Ospreay's just like, I know where you are. Yeah. I just need you to jump without me looking so I don't look like an idiot. But instead of just waiting there, like 90% of the other people would do, because they're waiting for the guy, he goes over to Orange Cassidy, grabs him by the neck, and he's about to punch him. And just to give him, like go, or I'm going to just change the thing. Like, let it go. And so that was very smart by Ospreay. I'm very impressed with that.
Ospreay, I personal life aside and decisions he's made outside of a wrestling ring, he's very, very good. He's a very good professional wrestler. Over the weekend, I watched him wrestle Nick Wayne, 17-year-old phenom Nick Wayne. They had an excellent match.
Should have been in school.
Well, it was a Sunday, so there was no school.
Sunday school. Brett Pendleton says that the next match, which we're talking about, was balls to the wall awesome.
Yeah.
It was balls to the wall awesome.
Yeah.
Joe writes, you know who's awesome? The Miz. Boom. Mic drop. He's just coming at you, Roy. He's coming at you. He knows that you hate the Miz. Brett Pendleton says Orange Cassidy and Roppongi Vice versus United Empire should have been the main event. Yeah.
Sure.
I think it should have been. I don't like the main event at all. We'll talk about it later. Mose writes, correct, Brett. I think we're all on the same page. Mose, wow. Brett, Turbs. Great. Brett says, Mose, have I told you lately that I love you? Aww. Do it, Roy. Say aw.
Aww.
There we go. Thank you. Tony says Andrade versus Phoenix should be good this Friday.
That should be good.
It should be good. Very excited for that. Good point, Tony.
Vamp for a second.
Yeah. Woodsy the Beast says the NJPW wrestlers are just a bunch of marks. What? Roy's not going to hear that. It doesn't like that. Why do you say that, Woodsy the Beast? Give us a reason why. Why do you think that they're marks? Roy, get in here real quick. Woodsy says the NJPW wrestlers are just a bunch of marks.
That's not true.
I can't wait to. I want to hear it. I want to hear what you mean by that. Yeah. Rose writes, Dark Denim does that to you, Roy. Maybe he's talking about Orange Cassidy wearing dark denim. Maybe that was it. Was he wearing darker denim?
Was he wearing darker denim? That could be
let us know. Joe writes, would you say Orange had some pulp tonight?
What is happening?
Woo! We're in the danger zone.
We are in the danger zone tonight.
So dominant.
Yeah, seriously.
Brett Pendleton says that Ospreay Wayne match was nutty.
Yeah, it was great.
I'll check it out. I have to check it out.
It's on Fight.
Joe, Mo says, Joe, are you my dad? That's what the dad would sound like. Maybe. Joe has a lot of kids.
He's got
Mo's, I check your paternity test. I'd do 23andMe if I were you.
Yeah.
We have to keep going because after this, Jeff Cobb runs out, and the Great O'Khan come out, then FTR comes out, and nothing really happens.
They just stare at each other.
Yeah, there's a lot of staring. Cool.
A lot of staring. That's okay.
A lot of staring. Yeah. Not really excited for that match, to be honest.
The three-way tag?
Yeah, three-way tag. It just screams, oh, NJPW is winning. Cool.
I think it screams FTR is winning.
Oh, well, I like that too. Well,
because it's for the Ring of Honor and New Japan.
Oh, it's Ring of Honor and?
It's for both, winner take all.
So is AEW going to win the tag champs and they're going to win the AEW championship?
What do you mean?
The interim championships on the line for
NJPW
and AEW.
Moxley
and the tag team titles, their tag team titles are on the line, and they're going to FTR.
Yeah.
So is anyone from NJPW going to win? We'll talk about it.
I think Ospreay's going to win. I think.
Do you think Zack Sabre Jr. is going to beat Claudio?
No.
But what do you do? So so they come out. We have some comments here. It's lighting up after we talked about this. Joe says, Mose, possibly there was that one summer. Uh-oh.
There's a lot
Joe,
going on.
Where were you? Mose says winner take all. That's what we're talking about the match.
Yeah.
It's just it's weird. So like this match, we're saying FTR is winning. We'll go through it as we go.
Yeah, and I think
FTR is winning this.
I think FTR is going to win this in my head. Yeah, I do.
And Claudio's winning against Zack Sabre.
Has to. You can't
Okay.
debut Claudio and then not have him win.
Well, they've done it before. They've done it.
Yeah,
They've had plenty of people debut and not win. That's the primary feature of being at AEW is that you're going to lose on the way in. Like I wish I had a list here of all the ones that have.
Maybe people who debut in battle royals and don't win the battle royal. Sure, that's happened. But like
I could literally think of everyone that came in for the TNT Championship.
Just name someone.
Lethal.
Jay Lethal and Tony Nese are both in there to literally get young guys over.
Jay Lethal.
I'm
trying to think of others.
Keith Lee, Samoa Joe,
Eddie Kingston.
Kingston lost his first match, but wasn't supposed to be signed. Ricky Starks, fine. All the TNT guys, fine. But look at Keith Lee. Look at Swerve. Look at
There was others.
Look at Punk. Look at
Ruby?
Cole. No, I mean Ruby won the battle royal. That was her debut.
We don't count
she
that.
won the battle royal.
I don't know.
And then she won her first singles match.
I'll find a list. I don't have a list here, Roy. You're being a jerk.
I'm just saying. You
Tony,
have a list. You just
you're
listed 5
hurting
people.
my feelings.
Oh my god.
Tony writes, AEW is going to have all the belts. Ring of Honor, NJPW, AEW, lol, more belts. Ha ha ha. Brooklyn Bleak says, Tanahashi is becoming AEW champ. I'm calling it.
Wow, interesting. That's really interesting.
Oh, what a disappointment.
I don't
Brooklyn
think that
Bleak
would be disappointing, but Moxley should win that match.
His knees are about to slap.
Well, we'll talk about those.
Brooklyn Bleak says Ospreay debuted and lost at AEW, I think.
That doesn't count. He's not a contracted AEW wrestler.
Yeah. Oh, here comes this big guy. Bye.
And also, he lost in a 6-man and then won in a singles match and got the. He lost in a 6-man. He didn't get the.
Woodsy the Beast says Claudio will pass out to lose. He won't tap. Yeah, he's probably going to lose though. That's what we're going to agree on. He's going to lose. We have to keep moving on, Roy. This is getting insane.
Yeah.
Then we get Jay Lethal, Sanjay, and Satnam in the back.
Oh, I love it.
They're talking a lot of noise. Satnam says, "Joe, why don't you come? Why don't you come?" I can't do that giant voice, deep resonating voice. Sanjay goes for a throw a pencil and misses completely.
I love that the promo started with Sanjay being like, "Everything's great. I just bought a new box of pencils." I think that's really funny. I also like that Sanjay's like, "We're going to India," and Jay Lethal's like, "Whoa, we got other things to do."
Wanna what though? This next segment is the most bonkers bananas segment of the night. It is 3 months of storytelling in 10 minutes. That's what they did. Tony Schiavone interviews Christian.
This is like 14 months of storytelling.
This is but I mean like the amount of things that happen. So immediately love the turtleneck. Yeah. Love the turtleneck. And Christian comes out and he looks like a star.
Yeah. Oh, absolutely.
He looks like a fucking star.
Completely different from how he's looked, by the way, the rest of his time in the company.
Because one of what is the trick is to make the people watching you guess what you're thinking. You know, like the thing is when Taz comes out, he's like, "I'm gonna kill somebody." Like when like Toni Storm came out later tonight, she was looking at Marina Shafir and she's just like a little nervous. You know, like had that. Christian was coming out, I was just like, "I'm so glad to stop faking it." You know, and that was the energy I got. So he comes out, immediately starts making fun of Milwaukee constly. A lot of fun there.
A little too much though. I think that went on a little too long.
I thought it was gratuitous, but then I was just like, okay, let's see how it kept going. He just kept pushing it. And he's like, "I'm upset about the Casino Battle Royale from last year."
Great. I love it.
But it was like, he's like, "You didn't forget." It really pissed him off. And he's talking about social media and hates the internet community. And I'm very interested in this. So like, it's telling a lot. We're hearing, Christian, he's a petty person that keeps grudges from years ago because he just wants to. And
I love that Tony Schiavone calls him out. He's like, "Isn't that petty?" And he's like, "Yeah, it is petty."
Yeah, it's great. I love it. And then he's talking about the internet community. And I love the idea that he's just blatantly saying like because people were saying online about how like, we don't know what you're doing or like you've just been doing nothing. And like, he's literally commenting to the people that have been saying that you're a waste or like, "Why are you on my TV? You cheered when I got eliminated," you know, that type of thing.
Yeah.
He threatens Tony Schiavone, threatens to rip out his earring. And he said he used Jungle Boy for that sweet paycheck, that payday. Because if I'm associated with the champs, might as well, you know?
Right.
Yeah, make that payday, make that money.
Yeah.
For easy work, just staying behind this guy. That's what I like about it. It's just like, he's like what Brock Lesnar, like how Brock Lesnar thinks. He's like, oh, I get to come in and make money? Oh, cool. Yeah. I could just stand behind. Awesome. But then he lost the titles? What good are you for me now?
Right.
The one time I wasn't there and you fuck up.
Yeah.
Like, awesome. Then it says Jungle Boy doesn't have the killer instinct. And they show the part where he said his mom raised a piece of shit.
Yeah. I love that they kept in everything and they just beeped out the language, but didn't blow the mouth. So it was very obvious that she was like, get the fuck out of here.
It was really, 100%. And then he said that he thought he was going over so that she could apologize for raising such a piece of shit. and then he's just like, honestly, I think she was a little sweet on old Christian. I think she wants me to be your daddy. But you don't have a daddy. He's dead. Or you do have a daddy. He's dead. And the crowd goes nuts. Really. Then Luchasaurus walks out. And I was just like, what is this fucking idiot? What is this dumb idiot coming out? And he's like acting like a dinosaur. Wow, you've upset me. You've upset me so good. And then he gets in the ring and he starts choking Christian. And Christian's just like, oh, I can't breathe. Oh, and doing the comedy Jerry Lewis shit. Like, oh, he's up there. And he's doing it for way too long. But then he's just like, listen, you're like a son to me.
Yeah.
He's just like, and then he whispers in his ear. Luchasaurus like, yeah, Dad. And that's what's going on. And then as soon as he turns around, Christian's like, dodge that bullet.
Did you not hear the biggest and best line of that whole awkward Jerry Lewis thing?
Give it.
He's got the mic. He's choking him, and he says, remember Marco. Remember
Marco.
He's saying to Luchasaurus that Jungle Boy is not going to help you. AEW is going to send Jungle Boy out on his own, and you're going to get fired. So come with me. And I hope
dumb dinosaur.
I fucking hope he becomes Christian's heater. I hope he takes the mask off and he becomes Julian Sanctuary or whatever the fuck his name was in NXT or whatever. And he's just like a fucking dude in a black turtleneck.
Yes, please. Where's a good daddy? Yes. I don't have any daddy yeses, huh? You get this. Oh no, you get a bonk. Well, one of them.
Yeah.
But then we have some comments here. Let's get through this. Brett Pendleton says, I want Ospreay on Dynamite regularly, even after Forbidden Door. So bad. Same. He's good. He knows his stuff. Brett says the beginning of the Christian promo referencing a match from last year as his motive felt lame. Yes, it did.
I don't think that felt. I think that's good long-term storytelling. I thought the whole thing about like, all these people around here, like, you want to get on my level, like, be in a match that's talked about for longer than 1 week.
And
like,
a pay-per-view named
That was
pay-per-view named after it. No, that was good. No, I thought that was good when he was talking shit about MJF. But Brett says the beginning of that. But his heat became nuclear more. He talked, even with the stumbling over his words and parts. Really just want a Christian versus MJF feud. I don't necessarily want that.
I'm excited for Christian versus Jungle Boy.
I'm excited for Christian versus Jungle Boy. And I want to see where this goes. But honestly, Tony Khan, you just found yourself another top heel. Well, you just found yourself another top heel. Yeah. And like, he is a great top heel to have. Want to why? Because he's not a 26-year-old that's been told he's the best for the past 5 years, you know? This Christian's just like, I'll make you money.
This is sink or swim time for Jungle Boy too.
Yeah, really is. Good point. Very good point. Mo says Christian promo was like an ape off of the MJF pipe bomb. Was an ape off of. I'm not sure. It's an ape off.
I'm not sure what that means, but I do look. Anything that he was going to do, I was going to love because I was just so excited that he's like becoming this character. But yeah, I don't think this is quite a pipe bomb. It was good. It was good, but it wasn't like oh man, no. It was just good. This is
just a regular Christian promo. That's why we like Christian. This is a regular Christian promo. It's just we haven't had this Christian in years.
And I also love that he never took the mic from Tony.
Yeah,
and he kept moving Tony's arm up.
That's awesome.
Which I loved. Thought that was great. Yeah, He did a great job.
Brett says felt like it, Mo's, in reference to the MJF thing. Says like a sports entertainment version. I didn't. It's just a good promo, guys. Let's lay off. Come on.
Let's all take it easy.
Wizzy B says we are getting the AEW version of the Christian Coalition. Who do you put with Luchasaurus? I think it should be Tony Nese. Oh, don't ruin it with Tony Nese.
I do like the idea that like Jungle Boy. So Jungle Boy jumps Christian from behind or something and like smashes his face into something, and he brings in Smart Mark Sterling to sue Jungle Boy.
I think that's a good idea.
And then
I think
Smart Mark comes Tony Nese.
Yeah, but no, because the thing is with Tony Nese, Christian's about making money, and in no way does Tony Nese look like money. In no way could anyone mistake him for money. You know.
Yeah, you put on green trunks all you want, pal.
I see Stokely getting involved. Yeah, he wants money.
God, I would love Stokely to get involved.
Joe writes, Christian is great, but MJF would destroy him on the mic. Love the Luchasaurus idea. But yeah, just in terms of the Luchasaurus idea, like, him being a heater, take off the mask. That's it.
Or
that's
like some modified version of the mask that's like very gaunt, like something very small, something very
black
down, it's black,
sleek,
something a little more human-like, maybe like no horns, no bullshit. Get that the fuck out. Keep
the horns.
He makes Christian in the middle of the ring, makes him cut that green dread off his hair. Like, get that.
Yeah, cut the green dread. Yeah, no, that's true. We have to cut that dread. You should just get a haircut. Why not get a haircut? Come back to us with a better look.
Yeah. Glasses. Wear big glasses.
He's becoming Butcher right before eyes.
Just get Butcher. Fuck him.
Honestly, Butcher with Christian. That's money. I would love it. Tyson Tonko sucked.
Tomko.
What? That's
what Tomko. Yeah, I know. I just forgot about Tomko.
Yeah, he was the worst.
Former
his tattoos were
NJPW.
Were always pristinely inked that they looked like a creator wrestler was pasted on. Like it was just like they look fake. Woodsy says, make the mask of a dino skull.
Sure.
Yeah, let's do that.
Hey, can I just briefly say that Tyson Tomko is a former New Japan Tag Team Champion with the Giant Bernard. Who is Giant Bernard, you might ask? Matt Bloom, a.k.a. A-Train. Yeah.
A-Train. The hip-hop hippo. But that was the end of that. Great job, Christian.
Yeah, great job, Christian. I'm excited for what's next. This is one of the things that I'm really excited about in this company. It's where this is going to go.
Mm-hmm. Then we get Young Bucks and Kyle O'Reilly saying some shit in the back about Forbidden Door. I couldn't hear a damn word they said. They were just... Yeah,
they're going to be in the Bullet Club for a night. It's going to be them, Hikuleo, and El Phantasmo against Sting, Darby, and two of their partners who are going to be revealed later. We'll talk about that match when Sting and Darby talk about who's going to be in it.
Next, we get a great match. We get Malachi Black versus Penta Oscura.
Yeah, I really like this match. I didn't love the ending, but I did like the match.
Yeah, it was like I feel like Penta was at his best tonight. I think Penta is at his best when he's not in tag team matches.
Yeah,
I think Penta is the best as a singles. I think tag team matches takes away from Penta. I think both Penta and Phoenix are better solo.
Which is funny because they're incredible as a tag team. I know you don't agree with that, but I think they're incredible as a tag team.
I think they're a good tag team. I just think that like there's too many holes in their game. They work great with lucha style, and they work pretty great with Japanese style, but they don't work with anything else. They with FTR they couldn't click.
Them and FTR never fully clicked. That is true. They had a few matches too, and they just never fully
too clicked. Many. But yeah. Penta did great crawl for. There's one part where he does this big move to Malachi Black, and he crawls desperately for the pin. Awesome, Penta.
Yeah,
that's what I want to see.
Rope, package pile driver,
selling his back the entire time. Yeah. That's what I like.
So
Penta
right
as a problem where he forgets to sell.
That's true. That is true. But he didn't tonight. That's for sure. This was a JR moment for me that I wanted to bring up. I don't know if you heard this. So right before he hits that move, Penta picks up Malachi, sits him on the top rope, and chops him.
Yeah.
And JR says, he chopped him so hard, my nipples fell off, and I'm 100 feet away. And what's so funny about that is that he says that, and then before he can even finish the statement, Tony just goes, all right.
Jeez Louise.
JR, what's going on, pal?
JR, man.
What's going on?
Okay, I have to quit. Let's talk real quick about JR. Yeah, I feel like the thing is, like, people make fun of the fact that he makes all these blunders and stuff like that. He's like, what? We're human. We're human. Like, you know, and we make mistakes. Of course. But if someone was in the ring and they made that many mistakes, you'd probably tell them they shouldn't be on TV anymore. You would tell them, JR. You would say they made that many mistakes. You would say maybe it's time to pull back a little bit.
It's time to pull back a little bit.
And I'm not saying that you can't work and do stuff, but this everyday every show grind, every Dynamite is obviously you're not super prepped, you're not super ready, and honestly, you don't have the energy. Honestly, what would be great? Bring them back for big matches on the card.
Yeah.
You know, have them come back for the pay-per-view's main event, or the last two main events, the last couple, half the pay-per-view, not the whole one. No more 2 hours. An hour tops.
You know, what's funny is that, like, speaking of him not being prepped, I don't know if you heard this. When Orange Cassidy was coming to the ring, you know, he's coming down, he enters, and, you know, Excalibur's like, he's been gone for a while, he had some injury, and he's figuring it out. And Jerry went, it was a shoulder, right? His shoulder was hurt?
Yeah.
and
like,
Excalibur was like,
conversation?
yeah, it was his shoulder. Yeah, it was.
You could hear the sigh in Excalibur's brain. Like, you can just hear how much he has to hold back. Just be like, keep holding your hand through this.
At the end of the show.
Don't skip ahead to when he loses his breath. We'll talk about that. There's a lot to talk about.
Excalibur's gone.
Jeez.
Yeah.
But
I thought this was a good match. It was the expected result. It sets up the 4-way, which I'm excited for. It's one of my most anticipated matches.
Malachi won, by the way. Malachi won with the spin kick. So let's talk about that 4-way.
Yeah,
so it's Miro, Pac, Malachi, and Ishii.
Yeah.
And I'm telling you right now, based upon some of the predictions that we've already said, because NJPW, the Zack Saber's losing. Tanahashi's losing.
Mm-hmm.
Probably the Great Okan and Jeff Cobb are losing. Mm-hmm. As you mentioned, I'm saying Ishii's winning this.
That's really interesting.
Ishii is going to win this match.
I'm going with Pac. I'm still going with Pac, but
maybe
I don't know. I think
it's not Miro. Miro.
Give you a stretch here. Let me give you a little bit of a stretch. Because you know we're gonna get to it in a second, but old War Dog cut a promo about wanting the TNT title. He's gonna win that title. Tony Khan loves doing title changes in the challenger's hometown. He's from Cleveland. They're going to Cleveland in August. He's gonna win the title in his hometown, and when he wins the title, it's no longer a workhorse championship because he's not a workhorse. So they need another workhorse title. It's gonna be that intercontinental whatever, and it's going to go to Pac, and Pac's the workhorse.
I'm telling you right now, NJPW is not going to win every match on this card.
They're gonna win some matches.
Can you name one that we haven't mentioned?
Yeah, Will Ospreay's going to beat Orange Cassidy.
Oh, sure. The big win for NJPW.
And also, we're going to get to it.
Taken all our gold, but we still got Orange Cassidy.
Jay White is going to pin Hangman Page. Also.
Yeah, okay. All right. Well, he's already been pinned. It's not like they're losing much. We have some comments here. Wow, a lot of comments. Joe writes, oh, wow, I have to scroll up a little bit. Joe writes, Tomko, deep cut. No mask, he's evolved. So no mask on Luchasaurus. He's evolved. I like that. Brett Pempton says, they should take a supernatural spin on this Christian thing. A manager with powers like a vampire or something. Christian sells his soul to become rich, and Luchasaurus becomes a vampire dinosaur.
Who said this? Who said
Brett.
This? Brett. You're in the doghouse. You're in my doghouse.
Where's the doghouse? Brooklyn Bleak says, all this random hate towards wrestlers. Lol. Effing Tomko with all those cool tribal tats. I don't hate him. I don't hate Tomko. Mo says, this 4-way could be fantastic for All Atlantic. Yeah, it could be good. There's already, how many 4-way matches are there now?
Too many.
Two 4-way?
I think two 4-ways, a couple triple threats, I think. Got to get a lot of guys on.
Joe says, supernatural gimmicks are in. The Judgment Day is tearing up the WWE scene. Most over gimmick in the world. I don't know if you're joking, Joe.
Who? Yeah, Joe. What are you talking about?
I think Joe likes to play the heel because he knows he's going to fight. He wants to fight you, Roy. He wants to fight you. He wants to. Not fight you, Roy. Rile you up.
You know how I'm gonna get you. You know how I'm gonna get you, Joe? Spinning back fists. Because I heard a rumor. I don't know, Joe. I heard a rumor that you're having another kid, and I heard a rumor that you're gonna name that kid Eddie Kingston. That's what
they already had the kid.
And they're naming it Eddie Kingston.
Colin, not Eddie Kingston.
I'm getting that kid's name legally changed.
Oh, honestly, I have nicknames for all the kids. Oh, a Bruiser and the Animal. Yeah. That Colin could be Eddie Kingston. The Mad King. I'm gonna call him the Mad King. Oh, Joe, you fucked up, dog. Mad King. Oh, I can't wait. That's a great nickname for a baby.
That's a great nickname for a baby, the Mad King.
So we got Super. Oh yeah, Joe writes. Brett Penman says, no doubt, Mose, this 4-way is gonna be insane. Joe writes, that's what the Miz told me, and we know he's awesome. Brett writes, JR being on commentary is a huge benefit for AEW for the simple fact of his iconic voice for wrestling fans that haven't been engaged with the product since the Attitude and Ruthless Aggression era. If he sounded like he did,
yeah, I mean,
if you listen to Raw, it doesn't sound like that anymore. Kind of in the beginning, you could hear him like, "Oh, welcome to Dynamite," and then like as soon as that's over, have him just do the intro. But have him be like, it's like having the intro of the AEW music, like it's Wednesday night, everyone. You know what that means? Music plays, and at the end, it's AEW Dynamite, and then just have Excalibur and Taz.
Do you think who's the commentary team for Forbidden Door?
Who do I want, or who it will be?
Both.
Well, there's going to be a Japanese commentary table, and there's going to be an American.
Do you know who the
Kevin
American?
Kelly.
I was going to say
I think Kevin Kelly and what's his name? Who's the other guy?
Excalibur.
Is he not for NJPW?
I actually don't know who their color guy is. Chris
Wasn't
Charlton.
I thought it was the guy who did it with Dan something. The guy that did it with Chael Sonnen. No, whoever did it with JR. I thought.
Oh yeah, it's not him anymore. Josh
Barnett.
Yeah.
Yeah. I think it'll be occasional Kevin Kelly.
I think it'll be yeah. Okay. All right. I like the idea of JR not calling that whole show, but coming out for the main event, for the title matches. The last two matches, he should be there for the title matches.
100%. And he's going to be shitting on everything.
He loves Tanahashi.
He does.
He can't stop talking about how much he loves Tanahashi.
Yeah, we'll talk about why, because I'm confused. Brett says, one of the things that sucks about trying to watch... what is this? Mose writes, Pac deserves gold. Brett says, one of the things that sucks about trying to watch W anymore is having people I am completely unengaged with on color commentary. That's just my personal thing, though. I agree. I think there should be a broadcaster and a wrestler of some note, like an expert. Like I liked it when William Regal was doing it. I liked it when Nigel McGuinness was doing it. Corey Graves, I'm a little off Corey Graves right now.
Yeah, he's just become a little too WWE.
Because at one point he's like Jesse Ventura. He's just being smart with his commentary, but still heel, but smart. He wasn't being like
no cheap
idiot,
shots.
but also just being an idiot with like flipping, like not making sense. Like he didn't like some heels. He hated Enzo, and he wasn't shy about it, even when Enzo was a heel and he was a heel. That's my personal thing. Brett says Miro is 100% winning this 4-way. He's the only real AEW single star in the match. I don't think so. I'm telling you right now, I see this title going overseas, and I do not see Miro wanting to go overseas with his Hollywood hopes and dreams.
I think Pac needs to go overseas. He needs to travel with that belt.
Oh, Joe Redlitz writes, named after Colin Delaney, another deep cut. He named his kid after Colin Delaney. You monster. Why set him up like that? I have a Colin Delaney action figure in New Jersey.
I love it.
Love it. Look, it looks like just a weak body with Adam Sandler's face from The Waterboy. Like that. Brooklyn Bleak says, JR is always overly picking apart AEW matches. Why does he feel the need to point out flaws or how he doesn't like how some wrestle and why fans like Orange Cassidy?
It's not good for the product.
It's not good. I'm fine when he's like, he should have done a better pin there. I like that. because I like adding that depth to the match. Like, oh, he didn't get it because he didn't do that, but
he's always done that stuff. He's always done that.
Woodsy says Pat McAfee and Wade Barrett would be magic together. Wade Barrett's not bad. I like Wade Barrett a little bit. And you like Pat McAfee?
I do. I like
him as a person, but I don't super like his commentary.
I like him and Michael Cole together because I think he's brought the best out of Michael Cole, and Michael Cole's been on cruise control for like 15 years. So he's kind of gotten Michael Cole re-engaged, which I like. Because I liked Michael Cole in 2002, 2003. Him and Taz, I think, are a really good team.
They're a great team. And hell, even with JBL, he's pretty fun.
Yeah, I guess.
JBL's good.
I just hate JBL.
We have to keep moving on, Roy. We can't stay on this forever because we get the Wardlow. He's going to take the TNT title. We already discussed that.
Yep.
And he's going to take it. Certainly. Next, we have surprise. Silas Young is here.
Yeah.
Versus Hangman Adam Page. And I love Silas Young.
You like Silas Young?
Silas Young was my favorite Ring of Honor wrestler when I was loosely keeping involved with Samoa Joe and CM Punk, and they were starting to leave, but Silas Young was still there. And I remember watching Silas Young and I just loved his look. I loved his mustache and how he's just like wearing these shitty little trunks that are kind of a little too small for him. And I just love his whole. He did a great cinematic wrestling match. Have you ever seen it?
Against who?
Man, you have to go on YouTube. I forget who it's against, but I'll show it. I'll send it to you later. But Silas Young cinematic wrestling match, and they had this beautiful match with a handheld that's in the ring with them, and it was like an experiment test footage.
Oh yes. I'm familiar with this.
It was nuts. It was really good. Brett Pendleton writes. Oh wait, Brett Pendleton says, "JR taking a reduced role on commentary would be okay with me, though. I suppose I love Taz on commentary. That's my TNA late 2000s bias. Taz should be on commentary always. Don West would make an extremely boring match seem the hypest. Brooklyn Bleak.
There's a really nice video package in the TNA pay-per-view or in the Impact pay-per-view dedicated to Don West and Mike Tenay.
We'll talk about it tomorrow.
Really nice.
It'll be our newest podcast. That we're going to be doing. We had to keep moving because we are running short.
We are. This was a great match. I really enjoyed this. This might have been my favorite match of the night, potentially.
Yeah. And
Silas Young, can he move? Who knew? And he does that thing where he does like he stands on his head on the top rope and then like flips over and does a moonsault. It's really impressive. He's actually very impressive. And I was like, I didn't know if he was going to get an entrance or not. He got an entrance. Hopefully he goes to the new Ring of Honor and tears it up a little bit.
Yeah. Honestly, one of what I would think would be a great tag team, Silas Young and Hangman Page.
Sure.
Let them be a tag.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah, absolutely. And he got a little hometown love. He's from Milwaukee.
Yeah.
So good for him.
It was good. Great back and forth match. And Adam Cole's watching along on the monitor, and Tony Schiavone makes fun of him for not talking. Did you hear that? He's just like, "You still here with us, Adam?" And Adam's just like, "I'm concentrating, Tony. What? Do I have to keep talking for years?" Just making sure.
Yeah, I love that.
Because
at one
Adam
point,
Cole's shy on commentary because he doesn't think he's doing a good job, and he's forcing it. Feels forced.
Yeah. I love that at one point he just goes, "Shut up, Tony! Don't ever talk to me again."
That was that.
That
was right after that. But that happens, and we get the buckshot for the win. Right after that, Adam Cole grabs the mic. It's story time with Adam Cole. Switchblade immediately comes out.
Yeah. Switchblade apologized. He apologized for interrupting story time.
It was just silly, and he's like, "But it cannot be you, Adam Cole, who's going to be facing me at Forbidden Door. You lost to him twice," and then he walks away. Adam Cole looks like a little shit dick in the back, just kind of like with his dick in his hands, like walking. Then Switchblade gets in the ring, and he's just like, "You know what, Paige? It's not going to be you either." And then he slaps the mic out of his hand. The brawl starts to happen. Let's try to get through how this looks. So brawl happens, and then Paige comes down to the ring, and Cole's beating up Paige. And Cole and Switchblade are beating up Paige, and then Okada comes out, and him and Paige face off. All of them look at each other. Okada's here.
Yeah, I loved the Okada moment, and the crowd popped big for Okada.
Yeah, he's the only one they know.
Yeah, right, and that's fine. He needs to be on the show.
No, I'm fine with Okada being there. I just think that they brought him in the weeniest possible way.
Well, you know what I think I've realized too is that they don't do this in Japan. These like music hits and then here they come and there's this. They don't do any of this in Japan. So all the New Japan guys are like, I come out now. Do I rush to the ring? Do I stand? Do I take what do I do? I don't ever do this. So like, there's a reason why all of this is so clunky. Is because they're having to wrestle. They're having to like build matches the American style. Like the Japanese style, especially New Japan, is like a guy wins and then another guy comes out and he's like, I'm gonna challenge you, and he's like, okay, and that's just it. And then they talk backstage.
Simple.
It's like it's much
simple.
yeah. It's so straightforward. There's a lot. There's just so much, and I think they did a good job. I liked the but again, Okada and Hangman kept turning back and looking at each other. And the first time, it's like, oh shit, yeah, Okada Hangman, and then they did it like 3 or 4 more times, and I'm like, y'all gonna touch or what? You want to kiss? Just kiss. Like just kiss each other.
They should have all kissed. Honestly, that's what the next evolution of pro wrestling should be. They just kiss, guys. But yeah, that's that. And I'm medium on this match. Yeah. I want to see Okada. I don't want to see him in a 4-way. I don't want to.
I want to see Okada versus Hangman, and then the winner fights Jay White later in the show.
It's just gonna be clunky, and it's not. It's just. I'm just worried it's gonna be clunky. I'd rather have a cool one-on-one, or even a triple threat. But moving on, we got to get out of here. Next up, we get Tony Schiavone with Jade and her crew. Red Velvet's injured.
Red Velvet's injured. Get well soon,
What'd she
Red
have?
Velvet. Not sure what happened. Don't know. But
that sucks. But Stokely is looking for a new baddie for Red Velvet. Literally saying we're replacing Red Velvet because she's hurt. And they're putting out send your stats and stuff, and then PG photos. BPG. They cut the shit, Tony, and he's just like PG.
I think Stokely Hathaway is so great. All of it is just his delivery and his conviction. Everything he says is fantastic and wonderful.
And one of what's not fantastic.
He makes Tony do a drum roll, by the way, with his mouth, which was really funny.
That was very funny. But you know what's not terrific and wonderful?
What?
Marina Shafir.
Well, hold on. But before that.
I'm sorry. Yeah.
What did you think of the Athena Chris Statlander response?
Why didn't I write it down? I feel like. There was Statlander response, and I thought it was fun. They had a fun time. I thought it was fun.
They had fun time. It was concise. It was sharp. It didn't meander too much, and I do like that they gave a shout out to Willow Nightingale.
Yeah, they did. And she's like, Jade, cut the shit.
Love it.
Nice, Athena. Nice. But Marina Shafir, bye. Fart, smash, crunch. Where's that death fart that I have? That's just like, it's a brrr.
It's an Andre the Giant fart.
It's something. I'll find it. That's not it. But Marina Shafir comes out, and her music is beautiful. It sounds something like this. We have to keep the show on the road. We gotta keep going. So I tried with this match, right? I really tried with this.
Why does it always feel like Marina Shafir is just out of breath? It just feels like she just doesn't have any gas in the tank.
There's a lot here. I think, so this is my take on it. So first thing, Toni Storm, bless her heart, tried her best.
She did.
She worked overtime to try and make this person look good. And it's just that Shafir, maybe in practice. You like that? You like that fart? That fart noise for her coming out to the ring? We'll edit it. We'll have the farts coming out for her.
Kind of had a good rhythm to it.
That was pretty good. I was going for the Fox Studios. You know, but yeah, Shafir, I think she probably looks great in practice. When she comes out, she's scared.
Yeah, she's scared. Confident.
She's not confident and scared the entire time. She's afraid of hurting the other people, so none of her shit looks good.
Yeah.
And she's afraid of getting hurt. Why? She's always looking back to make sure she's not falling weird, and she falls awkwardly. She's worried about selling. She is not ready to be in the ring.
Yeah.
This is irresponsible of Tony Khan.
Look, time out.
Take it.
She's
Can't
not-
you just say that she is not a good idea to have in the ring?
I just think this spot should be someone else's right now. That's all. I don't think it's irresponsible.
You don't think
She's
it's
not untrained?
She looks like does look like she's
had
untrained.
2 years of training at the Performance Center before they released her.
Some people just don't get it. You know, some people just don't get it. And not saying she's not athletic. She's obviously very athletic. She's got a great look. She has she's tall and she's strong and she has some technical ability, but she can't seem to show it.
If it's irresponsible of Tony Khan to put Marina Shafir in the ring, then it is irresponsible of Eric Bischoff to put the Giant in the ring when he was so untrained and so big and so scary. And it was irresponsible of Vince to put Giant Gonzalez in the ring with people. Like,
Actually, Giant Gonzalez wasn't really unsafe. He was just
bad. And
but
I kind of feel that way about Marina
she's
Shafir,
picking
though.
people up. Giant Gonzalez never picked anyone. He gave
he
bad
probably
chops.
should've.
He gave bad chops and picked up Harvey Whippleman a couple times, but they're best buds.
Yeah, they were best buds. That's true.
No, but like I'm just really like, it's not good. She's not making anyone look good. She is not looking good. And it's so, if not irresponsible, but it's just blatantly stupid. Like Tony Khan is being blatantly stupid by continuing to push someone that's really fucking up these matches and potentially hurting your girls.
The only way to get better is to get in the ring and make it happen. I mean, don't do
On
it on
Dark!
Dynamite. Yeah.
On Dark!
Well, I also noticed, I thought it was
At the
very
factory!
interesting that Nyla Rose was just with Marina Shafir, but shout out to Dynamite for showing me why, at least. Because if anything happens on Dark or Dark Elevation, we usually, no pun intended, in the dark about it. But at least they gave us the package to let us know why she was here. And the best move in this match, not done by Toni Storm, was that senton. That senton.
She knows how to senton. Nyla Rose knows how to senton.
And what do they call it? The butt bump or whatever she does is
hip attack.
Awesome. The hip attack.
And it looks like it kills.
Yeah, it looks
honestly, I think it does.
Yeah.
Well, there are just a few things that I wrote down in here. Shafir, not good. Wrestles like a short Khali. She does wrestle like a short Khali. I was noticing that. And Tony's trying her best. Vicious hip attack and the quick roll up for the win. This shouldn't have been this long. Bad.
Yeah, not good.
Then Nyla Rose and Marina Shafir beat her up. Then Thunder Rosa comes down and she pushes him off, and then there's a stare down between Tony and Thunder Rosa. Should be a great match.
Toni Storm has to win that match. Sorry.
Has to win that match. We have a lot of comments here. Brooklyn Bleak says Silas is good on the mic too. Yep, they tell the stories in the ring. Love it. Love Silas. Mo says her music is so uninspired. Actually, I don't hate her music.
It's different.
No, because I did the fart noise. I think Mose was thinking that we were anti her music. I'm anti her. I don't mind her music. I thought it was kind of interesting. It's different. Brett says, why don't you like Marina Shafir? I don't understand. Did you watch tonight's match, Brett? I have a question. Have you ever seen Marina wrestle? Here, I'll give you an audio description.
It's so fucked up.
That's what happened. But yeah. He doesn't understand. Brooklyn Bleak says Nyla Rose was tagging with Shafir this week. Maybe a possibility. That's it.
Right.
Joe writes, it was irresponsible for Tony to put Hardy in the ring. Yep.
Well, that's true.
Yep.
That is true.
So glad that he didn't hurt anyone. Who's better, Shafir or Nia Jax? Sadly, we know the answer. Yeah, Nia Jax, dog. What do you mean? What do you mean, sadly, we know that? Oh, he's then wrote my whole. But Nia Jax is not a bad wrestler. People give her a lot of hate online, but why not? She can put out some good matches, and she's pretty athletic for her size. And I think she's pretty good.
She was a good wrestler the first 3 or 4 years she was in the company, and then I think she just stopped caring, became uninspired, and became a bad wrestler.
Maybe she was a little lazy, but I think she was.
Her stuff in NXT is good. The matches she had with Bayley were good.
Great matches. But then we go off, and then what's going on with Darby? Darby's saying a bunch of stuff, and I couldn't for the life of me.
Here's the thing.
Did you hear it and understand it?
Yeah, I heard it and understood it because I've watched New Japan before. Darby's like, well, we got some crazy guys that we're going to bring with us as well. And it's going to be Shingo Takagi and Hiromu Takahashi. That should mean nothing to anyone who doesn't watch New Japan, which is why I think they could have done better at preparing us for this. But Shingo and Hiromu are both fucking awesome. And they're both really unique characters. They're really interesting. And it's going to be, and they're fighting the Bucks, Phantasmo, and Hikuleo. If you take out Hikuleo and Sting, because they both can't fly at 1,000 miles an hour, I mean, this match is going to be just like a party match. It's going to be the party match of the pay-per-view. It's going to be fun. It's going to be a lot of fun.
All right, well, we'll like it. Mo's right. Darby said words. And I agree. He did say words.
Yeah.
And Sting said some more words after that. Did you notice?
Yeah, he said something about, you can give us bodies and we'll roll them down a hill. It's showtime.
He's kicking hills or something like that. I wrote kicking hills. But yeah, that was that. We should move on from that. We should have to go. Then we got Phoenix talking about Andrade.
Yeah, and Phoenix is like, Andrade hit me in the dick, so I'm angry about it. And we're going
simple,
to
and
wrestle.
I like it.
It's going to be a great match.
Then we get Excalibur trying to do the Forbidden Door card and chokes it out. Yeah. And you did the entire thing. Usually he passes it off, but I wonder why he just did it all.
Passes it off to who? He does it all himself, always.
No. There's a lot of times where he's just like, and we're going to do the thing. And then Tony's like, and then JR's like, and JR's always the slow one. And that ruins everything. But yeah, it just, he did it all and then lost his voice. And Tony was impressed. Tony's like, wow, well, great job. Yeah. And then what was it? What happened?
JR's like, hey, Excalibur's gone. He left us. He's left us. And Excalibur's like, yeah, it's pretty rough.
It's hard to do this job, JR.
Yeah.
He's like, I know. No, you do not, JR.
It's hard to do this job with two senior citizens.
Well, Tony's not too bad. He just follows orders.
I really like Tony. I
Tony.
Don't like
that.
Well, what?
What I said, I just...
he just follows orders. Yeah. Questionable. I like Tony because he recognizes his shortcomings and just like has a good time with it.
Yeah, he's just excited.
He has a very positive attitude. JR honestly, doesn't have a positive attitude.
If Taz were there instead of JR, all three of those guys would have so much fun. Like Tony Schiavone would be laughing, rolling over laughing from just hearing Excalibur and Taz, and he'd have so much fun, and they'd probably get along better with Excalibur.
Can I tell you, there's a Twitter account called like Spots That Live Rent Free in My Head, and they just show like crazy spots. This isn't a spot that lives rent free in my head, but it's a moment that does. When JR was having chemo for his skin cancer, and he was off TV for a month, and Taz was on commentary to replace him, when Excalibur was doing the rundown of the show for the next week, and they put up a graphic of, and JR is going to be back on commentary next week. And Taz is like, that's news to me. Nobody told me that. It was,
well, 'cause I'm not...
yeah, like, no, nobody cares about me, bro. It's fine. I'm fine. I think about it all the time. It's so funny. Taz is so good.
He's great. Best. Love Taz. But we have to talk about this main event.
Yeah.
We have to talk about this main event. Jericho and Lance Archer versus Jon Moxley and Tanahashi. And the announcers just seemed completely lost their shit in this match. They all, like, Excalibur couldn't talk. JR was gone. Tony was scared, and William Regal was flustered.
Yeah,
William
Regal didn't talk a lot
because he jumbled his words in the beginning, and I think he got embarrassed, and he just stopped. He stopped for the rest of the night. But the match wasn't much better. For some reason, they had Tanahashi taking the heat in the beginning. Yeah. So you have this guy that you're trying to introduce as maybe your next world champion. And the first things he does is get beaten up by Lance Archer clumsily.
Yeah.
Like he doesn't move great. This is not a great look.
He's got Shawn Michaels' knees.
It feels like I'm watching Matt Hardy.
Well, maybe. Yeah, I mean, look, you can't wrestle the New Japan style, like the New Japan main event style for 15, 20 years and not be completely fucked up.
I get it, but
you gotta hide it. You gotta hide it better.
He could have had a different match with a different person. He could have had a different match with for a different reason. Just the AEW title, watching this did not get me hyped for this main event. It did the exact opposite. Because I haven't seen a lot of Tanahashi. I maybe seen one match, and I liked it, but that was maybe 15 years ago, 10, 15 years ago. I remember the air guitar deal. But the thing is, like, now, like, seeing this, and for me, someone that I'm just like, it feels embarrassing. It feels like embarrassing to watch that we're supposed to take this seriously when Jon Moxley's running all over the place, and Tanahashi, he has to make like purposeful steps, literally taking walks like he's Hacksaw Jim Duggan.
He was warming up as the match went on. He was warming up. And I think he's going to warm up at the main event. I think maybe a little harsh. A little bit harsh.
I told you I was going to make people cry tonight.
Yeah. Well, you're making the Tanahashi fans out there cry. That's for sure.
Yeah, I know where I could put you. Good luck. Good luck in there with Redley 697. Hasn't spoken a word since we put him in the doghouse.
Good.
No, good. No, that's what the doghouse is for.
That's what the doghouse is for.
But yeah, it was clumsy and it was hard to watch.
Yeah, it was tough. It was tough.
And
it's going to be an interesting show.
And I'm just upset how they booked this match. Why have her and take the heat in the beginning? It's like they're booking an NJPW match. That makes sense in an NJPW match where everyone already knows him and appreciates him. Sure. Him getting the hot tag would mean something. Right. Him getting a hot tag here didn't mean much because he didn't know he couldn't keep the audience in because they've never seen him before. He's like the other matches they could get but like for the most part, the Aussie Open they were dead when they walked out. But during the match they picked up because they wowed them, and that's what the AEW audience is. They're like, if you could wow them, I don't care if I know you.
If you're a great wrestler, we're in.
But like Tanahashi is a great wrestler,
right?
If you know his history.
Yeah. That's not untrue. It's not untrue. Not untrue.
Yeah. Man. Here's some comments here. Brooklyn Bleak says, so Hikuleo and Sting are just speed bumps. Lol.
Yeah, exactly.
Joe writes, JR agrees that it's a hard, especially considering he craps all over the talent. Makes it so much harder for any other commentator to do their jobs. Yep. Good point. Look at you agreeing with Joe.
About time.
About goddamn time. Brett says, I would be bored and uninspired trying to do commentary for a Lance Archer match too. Woof. Yeah. You really hate Lance Archer, huh, Turby?
Turby, not a fan of Lance Archer.
I get it. But man, what fun did we have today?
Yeah, what a wild show this was.
What a wild show. Thank you for bearing with our technical difficulties. And we don't want to keep Tam out. He's got busy things to do today. He's going to stretch his legs. I bet he's going to go on a run because that's the athletic son of a gun that he is. Yeah. But anything else, Roy? Anything else to say before we get on?
No. Excited. I'm excited for Forbidden Door because I like big events. But we'll see what happens.
Yeah, I'm gonna watch it, but I bet it's gonna be it'll be good.
It'll be a good wrestling show.
It's just there's no I'm not excited to watch it.
Sure. Yeah.
You know. Yeah. Thank you all so much for joining us. Follow us everywhere. To Lose Wrestling. We're gonna talk about stuff. A lot of things. There's a lot of things going on.
Let's chat.
Let's chat, dog. Brett says he needs a haircut and to wrestle for a company I don't watch. That's pretty funny. Lance Archer. Yeah. But thank you all so much for joining us. I hope you have a great Wednesday evening. Have a great one. Roy, give us a countdown. I always give a countdown.
Yeah, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
Ole. 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 Ole.